Hey, long time no see, I suppose. I've been trying to film this intro for I don't know how long, but I'm struggling so much. This is my fourth time trying to fucking film this. Hopefully this time it's a little bit better. But yeah, today's a very chill, very relaxed, a very cozy Q&A. I guess before I jump into the Q&A, I should address the 3-week absence. I didn't think I would need to because I didn't think people cared, but a good few of you were actually popping up to me on Instagram and stuff, asking Julia, where's the next video? When are you posting again? Which, first of all, was very shocking. And second of all, it was very heartwarming because I didn't actually think people enjoyed my videos that much, so it was a nice boost of confidence, I'll say that. Yeah, so I was absent for a number of reasons. The main one being college work. All my due dates are coming up now and it's just kind of stressful, so I wanted to get all that out of the way before I got back into YouTube, which I managed to do. I am pretty much on top of my shit with college, so that's great. Also, another thing that is worth mentioning is that I actually moved to a completely different city. If you watched my apartment vlog video, you would know that it wasn't an ideal situation. Sis was going fucking through it and I finally made the consecutive decision to just move. And I thought, it's lockdown. I am all online until probably summer. So technically I can live anywhere until the end of summer because I can do all my classes from my laptop. So I thought, where would I want to move the most? Where do I always want to live? And that's definitely Galway. I've always wanted to live in Galway. Galway was I've always considered going to NUIG as well, but the course that they had with film there just wasn't really tickling my pickle, as one would say, so that's why I decided on Limerick. Don't know about that decision anymore. No, I'm joking. I like Red Course. It's just Limerick. So yeah, I live in Galway now. That's another thing worth mentioning. So yeah, I'm not gonna ramble too much. I suppose it's about time to get into the Q&A. Yous came through with the questions. I did not expect to get this many. I was so feared posting on my story because I don't know, it was just I still get weird about posting on my story on Instagram because obviously if you're watching this YouTube video you probably choose to watch my content, but the people that follow me on Instagram, not all of them are a fan of me, so I was oh, because there are so many questions, I don't know if I'm gonna get through all of them. I'll try, but I'm really sorry if I don't answer your question. There was a lot of questions about motivation, so I guess I'll just go into that one first. One person asked, what keeps you motivated in lockdown? First of all, I just want to say I noticed watching my past YouTube videos that I kind of unintentionally portrayed myself as this motivational fucking productivity queen, which I am very much not. I have a fear of showing my weaknesses on camera. I don't know what it is. So all my past YouTube videos kind of seem like I am on top of my shit and I have my shit together, which is very much not the truth. For example, today was supposed to be a what I eat in a week video. However, this past week I have literally barely left my bed. I haven't seen the light of day because I was just in such a fucking slump. I can't even explain it. I think it could be partially because of the weather. I mean, the weather this week was just god awful. Hailstone, torrential rains, everything at once. It was horrible, and I am someone that is so affected by the weather, so I just wasn't thriving. I was not a happy camper this week and I barely left my bed, and also I ordered 4 or 5 takeaways this week. I had a pizza on Thursday and 3 or 4 Subways before that, so obviously a what I eat in a week video did not work. So no, I am not always motivated, not always productive, but I guess things that I do that help me get out of a slump are, let me think. I love a good podcast. I don't know if some of you listen to podcasts or not, but I think they are a great way to get shit done while you're entertained, so it lets you or helps you get more things done. I don't know if that makes sense. I guess the best way to explain it is that I am someone that feels the need to constantly be entertained. I'm always watching YouTube or Netflix or whatever, and I have this thing, I don't know if it's an actual serious problem or not, but I struggle so much to eat without watching anything. I can't, I physically can't just sit down at the dinner table and eat something in silence alone. I always have to be entertained, and I feel that I waste so much time watching YouTube and Netflix that is a big reason why I don't get anything done. However, with podcasts, I mean, you're still constantly being entertained while you get to do other things. Like, it's almost weird to just sit down and listen to a podcast, like not doing anything. Like, it kind of makes you want to get up and like do something while you listen. So that's why I find podcasts so helpful. And I don't know if that's a good tip or not, but I mean, this is like personal to me, so that's what helps me. I guess I'll just list off some podcasts that I really like. So the chill ones that I really like, that kind of just talk about personal stuff and whatever, is Growing with the Flow by Nina Florence. I love that one. It's just so relaxing and her voice is so soothing too. It's just, I don't know, it makes me feel so zen. And then another one is Data Pod by Moya I don't know how to pronounce her surname, I don't want to butcher it. Moya Mohini. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Moya and the other girl, Lauren. So those two podcasts, they're very chill. I love them. But if you're more into like something funny and humorous, I do love Dirt Civil. Is fucking hilarious. I think it's two boys from Tyrone, if I'm correct, and they are literally so funny. Like, sometimes I'd be listening to this podcast walking down the road or something, going shopping, and I burst out into laughter like in the middle of the shop or like in the middle of the street, and people definitely think I'm a psychopath, but it's so funny. I can't even explain it. Let me crack my back a second. And then another one that I am very fond of that is also hilarious is Mind Poppers podcast by Adam O'Reilly. He does the Mind Poppers podcast, and again, it is so funny. He talks about like conspiracy theories and shit, but it's literally hilarious. So they're probably like my top 4 podcasts at the moment. Yeah, I guess that was a kind of bad answer because I literally just talked about podcasts and how I keep motivated, but they are a big part of how I do keep productive and motivated, whatever. I guess more things is just generic things that you hear everywhere, but like waking up early. It's pretty self-explanatory. I know it's harder said than done. You wake up early, you have more time in the day to do stuff, and you're actually like, I know for a fact, if I do wake up early, I feel more inclined to get out of my bed and do stuff, whereas if I wake up at like 1 p.m, I think to myself, I wasted half the day already, I might as well waste the rest. So yeah, wake up early, go to bed early. Self-discipline as well. You know, if you spend like 9 or 10 hours on your phone a day, you can't really question yourself why you're not motivated and productive. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm being so hard on you right now, but like there is just a lot of very clear indications as to why you're not being motivated and productive. And if you do spend 10 hours on your phone, wake up at 2 p.m, fucking go to bed at like 4 a.m and still question yourself why you don't have motivation, it's right there in front of you. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm being so hard, but like, you know, it's better than to sugarcoat things. Anyway, so next question, I guess. Okay, so Cleana asks, how do you feel about living so far away from home? Honestly, I really don't mind. Like, mommy, I'm sorry if you're watching this, but I thrive whenever I live alone. I've always wanted to move out, not in a bad way, like, you know, fuck mom, I love my mother so much, but I always dreamed about having my own place and being able to do whatever I want, do my own grocery shopping and stuff. I always wanted to do it, and I do feel like I am a pretty self-sufficient, independent person already as it is. Like, I went to the Gaeltacht 2 times, which I know a lot of people did, but it does help you a lot in terms of like being able to be away from your family. I don't really get homesick. I thrive living by myself. I like having my own rules and stuff. I actually, like, if I had enough money, I would literally get my own apartment. Like, I love having housemates and roommates, or, well, having housemates is fun if they are good people, but having housemates is fun. Like, I love the housemates I have at the moment. However, having my own apartment just literally sounds like the dream, and I'm definitely going to manifest it. I am going to have my own apartment before I finish college. I'll say that. I know it's a big dream to have, but there's nothing wrong with dreaming big. So yeah, I guess that answers that question. So Andrea, my bestie, asks, what's it like living in Galway compared to Limerick? Oh, okay. So in terms of the housing situation, obviously much better. No disrespect to my last housemates, no disrespect to Grania, because I fucking love Grania, I can't tell. Grania is a gem. Housing situation wise, obviously you already know that I wasn't the happiest in Limerick, because you know yourself. Whereas here, you know, the people that I live with, they're definitely more mature, they're more responsible, and they are just absolutely lovely people. I live with 2 boys and then kind of a girl, because one of their girlfriends is always like over here, which I love because she's so nice, and it's just the atmosphere is just way more chill. We play Mario Kart in the sitting room sometimes, we watch movies in the sitting room, and it is also like a proper house. It's not student accommodation. There's literally a sitting room with a fireplace, the kitchen, and we have a washing machine and a dryer. This is my first time in my life having a fucking dryer, and it's the best thing ever. I feel so bougie. So we have a dryer, which is great. We also have a garden, a pretty big garden with a clothing line. I mean, come on. My housemates also recycle, which I love. You know how much I love just treating the planet right, as corny as that sounds, and they literally have like a compost bin in the kitchen. It's great. I love it here. So housing situation wise, love it. City wise, love it. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Galway is absolutely beautiful. There's so many things to do. I'm near the ocean, which is great. You know, if I want to pop down a salt hill and go to the beach, I can, which is literally so important to me because I was raised in Donegal, 5 minutes away from a beach. I love the ocean. And Limerick, I don't have that. I don't have a car either, so I can't really travel. So yeah, I am really content. I hope that answers that question. Let me pick another one. Cat or dog person, capitals, exclamation mark. Okay, Becky, calm down. I don't know. I actually don't know. I can't choose. I used to think I'm a dog person because I never owned a cat. Now I do technically own a cat because my dad and his girlfriend kind of adopted or rescued 2 kittens, I guess, Donut and Freddy. I am absolutely over my head in love with them. I'm absolutely in love with them is what I'm trying to say, and it really made me question my views on whether I am a dog or cat person. I'm so torn and confused now, so I can't answer that question. I'm sorry. Okay, next question. Brina asks, when are you coming home? Sad face. Oh my god, I'm tearing up. That's so cute. Oh, okay, I know I haven't been home in a long time. I mean, ever since I moved out, I've only been home once for Christmas, and that was it. I don't know, I just, I hate travelling on a bus. I love travelling on a train. If there was a train directly to Donegal, I would literally be on it all the time, always visiting home. But Donegal is very much cut off from the rest of Ireland. It is very forgotten about, I suppose, so there is no trains to Donegal, and I hate bus journeys. But the next time I'll be home is April for Easter, so yes, Brina, we can do something then. Okay, another one. Amy asks, your fave things to do for self-care? Obviously skincare. I am so into my skincare. This is literally my skincare shrine over here, if you can't see. I don't know if I won't go through everything in my box, but this is just a little example of the stuff that I use. I've recently gotten this, which I always fucking wanted, and I finally got it. It's one of those scalpels. Is this a scalpel? I don't know what it's called, but it's just a little knife that you kind of shave your face with, and I love it so much. So that's one thing. I've gotten myself this thing. Oh, actually, this is a really honorable mention. I forgot to show you. I've gotten this. How long? So if you don't know, this is a jade roller, and oh my god, like, I can't even explain to you how zen and relaxed and chill this makes me feel. It's basically, I think it's called a jade stone. It would be pretty self-explanatory considering it's called a jade roller, but this is like a jade rock stone thing that somehow magically, I don't know how to explain it, it definitely is some sort of witchcraft, but it stays cold all the time, so it feels really good on your face. And I don't think it actually does anything like in terms of like clearing acne or whatever, or making your face like better, but it's definitely so relaxing. So I always stick this into the fridge so it's actually colder, and every single night before I go to bed I just roll my face with it, and I feel so relaxed. Like right now I could do this for hours. So yeah, definitely skincare is something that I love, you know, even if I don't see results, which I don't. I've been fucking buying skincare shit and like doing skincare for the longest time, and I never see results because I always have acne, but it's fine. It's like the actual ritual of it that I love, so I'm not even mad about it. Like, it just makes you feel so much more relaxed and put together. What else do I like doing for self-care? Podcast, I already mentioned that. Going for walks, I guess, and runs and exercising. But the thing with those 3 things, right, is I always feel so lazy beforehand, and I think to myself, oh, I don't want to do that. But always, every single time afterwards, I feel better. It's just getting myself to do it is like really hard. So, you know, sometimes whenever I feel really unmotivated and shit, and I feel like I need to do self-care, a walk or a run or exercising isn't always going to be my way to make myself feel better, because I won't have the motivation to do it in the first place. But I will always feel better afterwards if I do decide to do it. So if you do feel the motivation or you feel inclined to go for a run or a walk or exercise, do it, because that feeling might go away. But if that feeling is there and you do it, you will feel better afterwards. I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Okay, I had to change my SD card, so I'm sorry if the angle and the lighting changed a little bit. I'm just gonna get right back into it. So I'm gonna pick a random one again. Do you miss secondary school, or are you happy to be finished? So I really do actually miss secondary school. I don't know, I feel like a lot of people can't really relate to this, but I had an amazing experience in secondary school. Obviously, I've gone through tough times as well as that, but majority of the time I had a fucking amazing experience. I was quite the troublemaker in secondary school, especially in like second and third year. Me and my friend Brina would just cause fucking havoc, a lot of shenanigans, a lot of troublemaking. Yeah, I wouldn't change it for anything. It was just great. So I do miss secondary school. Another random one. Okay, so there's a lot of questions about veganism, so I think I'm gonna answer a few. One person asked, are you vegan? Do you find it easy to keep up? And then a few other people asked, so what ultimately made you decide to become vegan? I tried to be vegan in January 2020. So I did Veganuary, which I succeeded, and then I kept it up until February and March. So I was vegan for 3 months in 2020, up until lockdown initially happened, because obviously things went tits up. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Yeah, it was a very stressful time, and I just kind of lost motivation, and I just kind of had the mindset as well of like, we're all gonna die, what's the point? Because I genuinely believed that like COVID was like the end of the world. Like I was terrified of it, and yeah, I just kind of gave up on veganism then. Fast forward to September 2020 when I moved out and went to college. I thought this was a perfect opportunity to give it another go, because I am doing my own shopping, I'm cooking for myself now. I picked up veganism again, and I was like so hardcore vegan up until I feel so bad saying vegan, because I feel like vegan is like a lifestyle, so the fact that I was like on and off in 2020 is a bit like iffy, so I feel like I should probably call it like a plant-based diet, whatever. But I was eating plant-based since September all the way up until December of 2020, until Christmas came about, and I had to like, you know, attend all the Christmas family dinners and shit, and I don't want to be that person that's like, I can't eat that, so I just kind of ate whatever was handed to me. I know, I regret it, but it's not gonna happen again. I know what to do next year. I'm gonna come fucking prepared. I'm gonna make my own Christmas dinner, and it's gonna be grand. Then January 2021, I decided to give it another go, this time take it way more seriously, and I'm keeping with it. You know, it's March, 13th of March now, so 3 months completely vegan. In terms of how I find being vegan and if it's difficult or easy, it really depends on your level of laziness and where you are based. Some people might disagree with this, but this is literally just speaking from personal experience. Obviously, I was vegan in Donegal for 3 months in the start of 2020. It definitely was harder than it is now, mainly because of the fact that where I am from, there isn't really like any supermarket chains like Tesco, Lidl, Aldi, SuperValu, whatever. There's just like 2 main kind of supermarkets in the town, one of them being Centra, and they don't really have that many vegan alternatives, not as many as like Tesco would have and stuff. In terms of like, you know, fake meat, fake cheese, fake whatever, fake ham, being vegan in Donegal, it was kind of like cooking recipes from scratch. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't really be able to treat myself to like a vegan pizza or like vegan sausages or whatever. And I guess if you have like the culinary skills, then there's no problem to that. I still, you know, stuck to it, and I feel like I definitely would have stuck to it if lockdown didn't happen. But yeah, being vegan in like Limerick and Galway, definitely much easier. It just depends on your location and if you want to commit to like cooking and shit. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. To me, it's pretty easy being vegan. I didn't really have any issues. Being vegan, not that hard for me, but I guess everybody's different. However, if you're like thinking about it, you should definitely give it a try. Like, give it a go, because it's probably easier than you think. A lot of people think it's like really hard and also really dear. I do not agree with that at all whatsoever. Again, it really depends on where you live, but like, because now I have access to Tesco and Aldi and stuff, being vegan is like so cheap. I think I spend like 40 euro on shopping a week, which I think is pretty average for like one person. I don't know, maybe it's a bit more than what you spend, but like talking to like my other friends that aren't vegan, they spend around the same amount, if not more. Next question. Eva asks, how do you cope with your worries? I guess I'll start off with saying that I don't, like, I'm not really that much of an anxious person. I don't worry that much. And I used to be completely the opposite. I used to worry about everything. I used to overthink everything. I would lose sleep overthinking about irrelevant fucking shit that didn't need to be thought about. But I guess this sounds a little corny, but I did read a book. I think I mentioned it many of times before on my YouTube. It's called How to Be a Badass. And one thing that I read in this book that really kind of eased my mind, changed my way of thinking, whatever, is, see, I am really bad at explaining things and like articulating my thoughts, so this might not make any sense to you whatsoever, but basically this book said that worries 99% of the time only exist in the future. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like, if you simply focus on the present, and I know it's so fucking easier to say than done, but if you focus on the present, you're not going to worry as much, because 99% of the time the thing that you're worrying about didn't even happen. For example, let's just say you're walking home, okay, and you're just after watching a horror movie or something and you're scared a ghost is going to appear or something, right? That worry is set in the future because it didn't actually happen yet, and it probably isn't going to happen. So if you just focus simply on the present and just understand that every single worry shouldn't be a worry until it actually happens, because fucking most of the worries that you have are never gonna happen. Like, the whole reason me and a very important person in my life are talking is because I was so scared to pop up to them, right? Because I fancied this person for a long time before we got together, but I was so feared of popping up to them because I was scared that they're gonna pie me or like ignore me, whatever, right? And then I read that book and I was like, that actually didn't happen yet. It might not even happen. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna, you know, slide into those DMs, and worst case scenario, I get pied. Best case scenario, they reply, you know? And I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go for it. And I went for it and they replied. And now, you know, we're ba boom. What do you know? We're together. So it worked. And because I knew that the worry that I was stressing about, which was him ignoring me, was in the future and it didn't actually happen yet, it kind of gave me the courage to pop to them. And you know, and if you're like thinking about like sliding into someone's DMs and you want to start talking to someone or like tell someone how you feel, life is fucking short. Worst case scenario, you get ignored. So fucking what? Are you gonna think about it in 5 years time? Not even 5 years time, fucking 2 months time that you got ignored? Probably not, you know. But if they reply, that's a big deal. That might like change your entire fucking life future. So, you know, just swallow your pride and pop up to someone if you want to pop up to them, or if you want to tell someone you fancy them, tell them you fancy them. Right, another one. Ellie asks, where's the first place you want to travel after COVID? There is a lot of countries that I want to go to, but like specifically right after COVID, I think it would probably be Amsterdam, because me and my boyfriend actually discussed this. Like, we do want to go to Amsterdam once the restrictions ease and COVID is gone. So it would probably be Amsterdam, but there is a lot of different places that I definitely want to visit sometime in the future. Okay, Becky asks, do you think you'll always live in Ireland or move away? I love this question. I love this question so much because I'm a person that dreams big. There's literally, as I said before, I think nothing wrong with dreaming big. It is also like a form of manifestation, I guess, if you want to call that. I believe that it's a really good thing to be ambitious, because if you have ambitions, you have a drive to reach those goals, I suppose, if that makes sense. My ambition, my dream, whatever, is to have like a holiday or like a permanent home in Ireland, in Galway specifically, because I love Galway so much, or Donegal, I don't mind, like have like a home in Donegal or Galway that I can always come back to, but like literally always live somewhere else, or like travel everywhere. Like I would love to live in France for a while, I would love to live in fucking Hawaii for a while, and like I know that probably sounds like so naive and like so out of the box, but you know, I dream big, and who knows, maybe someday that'll happen. But I guess, yeah, to answer that question, I would love to have like a permanent home in Ireland that I can always come back to, but I definitely want to live in a lot of other places and just like explore different cultures, different countries and stuff. So that's my dream, you know, and fucking one day maybe I'll be rich. I hope I will be rich, but if I'm rich, I would definitely love to have like different homes in like a heap of different countries. So Kira asks, what's the story on your roommates that made the big mess? LOL. Okay, y'all want the tea, I'll give you the tea, but there literally isn't any tea there. Like, nothing really happened. First of all, it wasn't roommates, it was just the one housemate, because Grania did no wrong. She's a lovely, lovely girl. She had nothing to do with it. It was just the one housemate that was the culprit of it all. Basically, I mean, there really isn't any tea there because I haven't spoken to them or even seen them since the party. Me and Grania both approached our landlord and like told him, listen, we want a different apartment. You can move us into a different apartment. We just don't want to be in this one anymore, or you move her into a different apartment. He was like, right, I'll see what I can do. He didn't do shit. So we were like, okay, Grania fucking left. I went to my dad's, and then I was with my dad for a while, and then I found my room in Galway that I have now. So I was like, yeah, definitely moving to Galway. Don't want to go back to Limerick until I have to. So I moved to Galway, you know, I'm here now. And to be honest, nothing really happened since. My dad helped me move out, so we went to Limerick and just moved all my shit, and she was back, but I haven't seen her because all her stuff was there and stuff. And there was a new girl there too, and she was really nice. I met her. Kind of a pity now that I didn't get to chat to her properly, but we got a new housemate. And yeah, I haven't seen the culprit since because the person wasn't there. Thank God, didn't have to interact with them. Don't know how my dad would have reacted either, because he wasn't very pleased about the situation as well. And we just kind of got out of there, packed my shit and left. I mean, there's not really much to it, to be honest. That's literally it. But yeah, it was a really stressful situation, put me through so much stress. As I said this before and I'll say it again, the lesson learned is choose your housemates wisely, and don't be afraid to like fucking step up and, you know, stick up for yourself if you are going through something, because if you're paying rent for a place, you deserve to be there as much as anyone else, and it is your home and you deserve to feel comfortable in your own home. Your home should be where you can fucking relax and unwind. You shouldn't be stressing about the place where you live. So stick up for yourself if you're going through a tough time, okay? And I'm always here. If you need to pop me a message, send me a text, I am here to give you advice because I've kind of went through it. So yeah, just stick up for yourself. Okay, one last question. I'll pick a nice one that we can end it on. So Ava asked, what's your dream job? And then Becky asked, what do you aspire to be? I know I study film production, but ideally I would like YouTube to be my job. That's not a good reason to start YouTube, by the way, because I started YouTube because I don't know, I like creating stuff, I like editing, whatever, and as well as that is good practice for my college course. That's why I started. It would be amazing if I could make money from it and not be my main source of income, because I would be doing something that I love to do. But you know, I always do have like film at the back of my head. I feel like I don't believe in myself enough to think that I could be like a movie director or film director or whatever, but it is something that's always at the back of my head. Like, I would like to create films. That's why I'm doing film production. I don't know, YouTube is definitely like up there, because since I was young, I didn't know what I exactly wanted to be, but I always did know that I wanted to have like freedom, I guess. Like, I want to be able to set my own hours, work whenever I want to work, and also be able to like travel and go different places while I'm doing my job, if you know what I mean. So I feel like YouTube for that would be ideal. I feel like working on movies would be a bit more stationary, but yeah, YouTube. And as well as that, like I didn't really speak about this before, but I do invest in stocks. I invested in Bitcoin and it's doing good, you know. Maybe someday I'm gonna be rich because of it. Whenever I'm older, I kind of hope that my main source of income are going to be YouTube and investing, but I guess the future is uncertain. I don't know, my plans could change 1,000 times before I realize what I want to be. I'm trying to live more in the moment and not like thinking too far ahead, I suppose. So I'm just gonna see where life takes me, because everything happens for a reason. I know it's very generic to say, but I do believe that it does, and I'm not too stressed about what's gonna happen in the future. I don't know, I think that's a good way to end this. I'm not gonna lie, this is very fucking stressful and nerve-wracking. At the start I was really nervous, but then I kind of, you know, eased into it. Hopefully it's interesting. I don't know if it's gonna be, I don't know if I'm interesting enough for people to fucking watch like videos of me talking. I mean, if you enjoyed it, great, I'm happy. If you did, please leave a like down below. It really helps out. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe, okay? I'm begging you. And yeah, comments help as well, because they actually, I don't know, I love reading comments, so if you have anything to say, please comment down below. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and have a happy Sunday. Bye!